lots of fun things in your science kit. So hopefully you can either do things along with us or just watch us and do them later. And if you didn't get a science kit, don't worry. Most of the things that we're using today you can find around your house on a regular basis. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a lot of fun stuff to get through, and wouldn't you know it, my assistant, Miss Kimberly, is still not here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I would normally have her read the story because she does a much better job reading the stories, but I guess I'm going to have to get us started and read the story. Okay, so bear with me. You know, Miss Suzanne already had music problems today. Now she's having story problems. I don't know. Okay, so this is from a book called The Snow Show. Okay, I'm going to skip about halfway into the book because it goes through all sorts of different winter weather-related topics, but it's just kind of a fun book that we're going to learn about snowflakes because we're going to talk about snowflakes first. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead. This page says, when vapor turns to ice without turning to liquid, that's called deposition. Ice made by deposition grows into, dun dun dun, snow crystals. Applause. Snow crystals have a special six-sided shape. That's because of the way water vapor molecules stack when they freeze. Snow crystals often look the same from every side. Now, feed more water vapor to each snow crystal. By adding or subtracting heat, or by adding or subtracting water vapor, you can make different snow crystal shapes like stellar plates, columns, thin plates, thick plates, more columns, needles. You can make all these different shapes. So, when the snow crystals get heavy, let them fall from the clouds to the ground. Whoa! Okay, that's how your snowflakes are made. So remember, they have 6 sides, okay? So we're going to make our snowflakes now, and we're going to talk about some more snowflake science. My assistant still isn't here, but it looks like I have all of my supplies to get us started. So one of the first things you're going to find in your bag is a piece of black paper. Now, why would we give you a piece of black paper with no instructions? Basically, this is to go outside and catch snowflakes. So, and you know how in Colorado, we never really know if it's going to snow or not. The mountains might be getting lots of snow, but here in Denver or Inglewood, we might not be getting much snow at all. So the next time it snows, you can go outside and collect some snowflakes on this piece of paper, and then look at it with your fancy dandy magnifying glass that we gave you. I see my assistant has decided to show up. Okay, so now that she's here, we're going to make some snowflakes. All right, so the other thing we gave you is a piece of white paper. So we're going to fold it to make a snowflake. So you take one corner and fold it to the second corner. And then you take the other corner and fold it. All these instructions are in your kit. Okay, so now you have an up triangle. I don't think it matters. Okay, so now you're going to take it and you're going to fold it at the point in the middle so it looks like this. Okay, you got it? All right. Now you're going to take the other side and fold it that way as well. Okay, so it should look like this, kind of like a cone. You take your scissors and snip off the ends. Wrong end, Miss Kimberly. Okay, so now you should have a cone-shaped triangle. So now you can just start making your snowflake. Oh my goodness. Miss Kimberly, are you making a snowflake? What are you doing? I don't know, guys. She looks a little wild to me. Oh, did you see that glass, we're going to look at it. It has 6 sides. Miss Kimberly, can you show the kids? 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has 6 sides, just like it talked about in our science book. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now that you've made your snowflakes, oh yeah, you can look at it on the black paper, examine it with your magnifying glass. That's all so much fun. So the other thing that we gave you in your kit, or we didn't give you in your kit, sorry, is something a little that we weren't quite sure about sending home with you guys. It's how to make snowflakes using borax. Borax is it's a really harsh soap, and we didn't feel comfortable sending it home, especially with families that have tiny kids at home. So what we did is we took the 3 pipe cleaners that we sent home, in case you want to try this at home. We sent home instructions to make the borax one, and then we sent home another way where you can make rock candy ones, okay? So what you can do is you can make your own snowflake at home, you following the instructions. So that's why we sent the pipe cleaners. You just kind of twist them together. And then you can add other little pieces and make it look even and pretty. And so I'm going to show you the one that I made. I made this one at home. I made this one at home. You see how pretty that is? Whoop! With the crystals and everything. Oh, of course she made a bigger one. Look at that. Look how big that is. She must have had a big bucket to make that one in, because you want to make sure it doesn't touch the sides. And speaking of sides, so when I was making this snowflake, one of the things it did was made the inside of my bowl all full of crystals. I hope you guys can see that at home. So that's something else. You can take your magnifying glass and look at the crystals really closely. See how close you can get to them? Miss Kimberly, do you have your big magnifying glass? Do you want to look? She's lost her big magnifying glass already. So the other thing we sent home is if you want to look at the rock candy, you can eat it. This is to eat, but we thought you might want to look at it first. Is compare how those crystals look to these crystals. They're actually very similar. You don't want to eat this one, but you can definitely eat this one. Okay? All right. So that's fun right there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to melt some, we're going to make a snowman. Sorry, I forgot which order we were doing it in. Forgive me. So, here we go. We're going to make our exploding snowman. So in your kit, you have a little baggie, and then there's some powder in the baggie. So what you're going to want to do is draw on your little baggie a snowman face. Now I'm going to use a big baggie so you guys can see, okay? I'm going to draw some big eyes. And I'm just going to draw a happy face. But I can't forget the carrot nose, can I? I have to put the carrot nose on. All right. So once you have your snowman face on, your powder is already in there, but I'm going to go ahead and pour my powder in. And my assistant is still not back with the water. So your instructions say to add water. So as soon as you add the water, you're going to want to close it up real fast. So I guess I have to go get some water. I'll be right back. Miss Kimberly? Oh, now you show up with the water. Good thing she showed up with the water because I couldn't find it in the back. All right, So,
Not enough.
wait, that's not enough water. Sorry. I guess I do need to go get more water. I'm going to send her to get more water. Oh, a bucket. Ready? We're going to use the bucket.
Oh,
Getting quite as big.
we did not do our math well.
So anyways, that's how much, yours will be fuller, I promise. One of the things that they did tell us is that this stuff called Insta-Snow, which is what we used in here, can be reused. So we actually made one of these to test it out, and then when we were done, we dumped the powder into a bowl, and so all the moisture eventually evaporated, and we ended up with powder again. So we're going to try reusing this powder and seeing if it works twice. So it's our own little experiment. All right. We do have water here this time. Yeah, it does. It looks like it can be reused, everybody. So that's good to know. You can reuse your snow. So once you're done with this, making this snowman, you can reuse it and make another snowman. Okay. So now we're going to melt some snowmen. All right. And Miss Kimberly, will you go get me some more water? All right. So I have these tiny, they're packing peanuts. So they come in your like packages that you might have gotten in the mail, because I know we're all ordering so many more things these days. So I'm going to draw a little snowman face on here. Again, I like to have snowmen with faces. Okay, so I drew my little snowman. I'm going to put them in here. Now what's really fun about these is it just takes a little bit of water to melt them. You guys can see that.
They really are melting.
They really are melting. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. They are. They do. They break down. So what it does is they're better for the environment because then they're not going in the landfills. When I tested mine out at home, so see how they're falling apart? So if you put them under, you can melt them, continue to melt them with water. Or I put them in my laundry sink and melted them under the faucet. Okay. So do we have anything else to melt, Miss Kimberly?
The world's smallest dinosaur egg.
A tiny, tiny dinosaur egg. So we sent you home a balloon that you can fill with water and then freeze, and then you can try to melt him.
But you can fill your balloon more than that.
Yes. Fill up your balloon as big as it'll go. So what kind of things can you melt water with?
Real quick,
Oh,
there's a possibility that your balloon's got holes from the pokies that I stuck in them. So if you find that your balloon is starting to leak, just put it into a plastic bowl and you can freeze the plastic bowl. So you can still do the activity even if your balloon fails.
okay. So I have a couple different things I can melt the water with. I have the water from the melty snowman we did before. And squirt that. It'll take a while to melt doing this way, but it's kind of fun to see which melts your egg faster. Room temperature water, warm water. What about the stuff that they put on roads when it gets snowy out? Salt. They don't use table salt, but I found some table salt here in the cupboards, and I thought we'd go ahead and try to melt it with table salt as well. So he's melting a little bit between the different water. So the object is take your time and try different things to melt him with. You can also get a spoon, kind of chip out the dinosaur once you start making a hole. So you can get your dinosaur out, and then you have a fun little dinosaur to play with. Okay, so what do we have next? We're gonna make our own baking soda snowman to melt, okay? So that's the other thing. I'm gonna let Miss Kimberly bring that up. I'm gonna move some of this stuff off. Okay, so we gave you guys a little container of baking soda, okay? So what you're gonna wanna do is you pour your baking soda into a bowl, and you're gonna slowly add little bits of water, okay? You don't wanna add a lot of water because then you just end up with like baking soda soup, which is no fun. So you're gonna wanna add a little bit of water at a time, and you're gonna kinda wanna mix it with your hands, so that way it you wanna make it kind of the consistency of almost like Play-Doh, but not quite toothpaste. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with adding a little bit of water. Kind of mixing it with my hands. Yeah, I think I need a little bit more. I don't need too much more, just a little bit more maybe. Just a little bit. Yeah, that should do it. If you do make it too soupy, you can always add more baking soda that you probably have at home to get it to the right consistency. What do you think, Miss Kimberly? That look right? Looks good. Okay, so then when it's all squishy, you're going to want to squish it into a ball. And when you put it in the freezer, you're going to want to wrap it in something like saran wrap or a baggie or even a piece of tin foil if you have it at home. And then when it's frozen, I'd freeze it overnight maybe, so you end up with a snowball about this size. You can melt it with vinegar.
Do you want me to take that one?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have Miss Kimberly take this one, and then she's gonna bring back our big snowman, which we're gonna melt. I'm not sure if this little bit of vinegar is gonna work, but we're gonna see what happens. Wait till you see our big snowman. Oh my goodness, he turns out so big. You see how big? That's a lot of baking soda. So you guys did not get enough baking soda to make that. I definitely don't think that this little bit of vinegar that you guys have will work with this snowman. So I'm gonna go get another big thing of vinegar, and we're gonna see if we can melt him, okay? All right, I'll be right back. Miss Kimberly, I think, went to go wash her hands. Uh-oh. Ready? Oh my gosh, Miss Kimberly. There we go. Winter science.